Hello, my name is Adam. Welcome to English Daily Progress. Today, I want to talk to you about something we all say. Something we say every single day. Maybe you said it today. Maybe you will say it tomorrow. I have no time. I am too busy. I wish I had more hours in the day. We all say these things, and we believe them. But what if I told you something uncomfortable? What if I told you that it is not true? What if I told you that you have more time than you think, that you are not actually busy, that the problem is not time, the problem is something else? Today, I want to tell you about a man named Mark. Mark said he had no time. Every single day, for years, until one day he discovered the truth. The uncomfortable truth. The truth that changed everything. This is the story of the time lie. And by the end of this story, you might discover that you have been lying to yourself too. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Busy Man. Mark was 35 years old. He was married to Lisa. They had 2 children, Emma and Jake. Mark worked at an office, a normal job, 40 hours per week, sometimes more. But Mark always said the same thing: I have no time. When Lisa asked him to go for a walk, sorry, honey, I have no time. When Emma asked him to play with her, not now, sweetheart, I have no time. When Jake wanted help with homework, maybe later, buddy, I have no time right now. When his friends invited him to meet, I would love to, but I have no time. When his mother called and asked when he would visit, soon, Mom, I promise, I just have no time right now. When he looked in the mirror and saw he was gaining weight, I should exercise, but I have no time. When he saw the stack of books he wanted to read, one day, when I have time. When he thought about learning guitar like he always wanted, maybe when I am less busy. No time, no time, no time. This was Mark's life, a life of no time, a life of being too busy, a life of postponing everything. For when? For someday, for later, for when things slow down. But things never slowed down. They never do.
Chapter 2. The Wake-Up Call. One day Mark went to the doctor, just a regular checkup. But the doctor looked concerned. Mr. Mark, your blood pressure is high. Your cholesterol is high. You are overweight. You need to make changes. You need to exercise at least 30 minutes a day. You need to eat better. You need to reduce stress. Mark nodded. Yes, doctor, I understand. But inside he was thinking, how? I have no time for exercise. I have no time to cook healthy meals. I have no time to relax. I have no time. The doctor looked at Mark carefully. Then he asked a question, a simple question, but a question that changed everything. Mr. Mark, how many hours do you spend on your phone every day? Mark paused. I don't know. Maybe an hour? The doctor smiled sadly. Check tonight. Your phone will tell you. Most people are very surprised. Mark went home. That night, before bed, he checked. He opened his phone settings. He looked at screen time, and his heart stopped. 4 hours. 4 hours and 23 minutes. Today, on his phone. He felt sick. This must be wrong. This must be a mistake. But then he checked yesterday. 3 hours and 51 minutes. The day before? 4 hours and 12 minutes. The whole week? Average 4 hours per day. Mark sat on his bed, staring at the numbers. 4 hours. Every single day. He had no time to exercise for 30 minutes, but he had 4 hours for his phone. He had no time to play with his children, but he had 4 hours to scroll. He had no time to read books, but he had 4 hours to watch random videos. Something inside Mark broke. Not in a bad way, in a necessary way. The lie he had been telling himself for years, the lie that protected him from the truth, the lie that made him feel like a victim, that lie cracked, and the truth started to come through.
Chapter 3. The 168-Hour Experiment. Mark could not sleep that night. His mind was racing. If he was wasting 4 hours a day on his phone, what else was he wasting time on? Where was his time actually going? The next morning, Mark made a decision. He would track everything, every single hour. For 1 week, he would see the truth, the complete truth. He created a simple spreadsheet. 168 hours. That is how many hours are in 1 week. 7 days times 24 hours. 168 hours, the same amount everyone gets. Rich or poor, young or old, successful or struggling. Everyone gets the same 168 hours. So, Mark started tracking. Monday morning, 6 a.m. He woke up. He wrote it down, sleeping from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., 7 hours. He got ready for work, shower, breakfast, getting dressed, 1 hour. Commute to work, 45 minutes. Work. He was there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but was he actually working all that time? He paid attention, real focused work, maybe 5 hours. Meetings, 2 hours. Lunch break, 1 hour. But what about the other time? Checking phone, chatting with coworkers, looking at social media, reading news. Approximately 2 hours. Gone. At work, but not working. Just filling time. Mark continued tracking every single activity for 7 days. By Sunday night, he had all the data. 168 hours accounted for. And when he looked at the results, he could not believe what he saw.
Chapter 4. The Truth in Numbers. Mark sat at his kitchen table, the spreadsheet in front of him. 168 hours broken down. Here is what he found. Sleeping, 7 hours per night times 7 nights, 49 hours. Working, including commute and getting ready, 50 hours. That is 99 hours, which means 69 hours left. 69 hours of free time every single week. Mark stared at this number. 69 hours. That is almost 3 full days, almost half of his waking time. And yet he always said he had no time. So where did those 69 hours go? He looked closer at his tracking. Phone and screens, social media, videos, games, random scrolling. 28 hours per week, 4 hours per day, just like the doctor said. Television and streaming, Netflix, YouTube on TV, sports. 14 hours per week, 2 hours per day. That is 42 hours right there. 42 hours out of 69. On screens, on things that gave him nothing. No growth, no connection, no joy. Just consumption, just numbing, just passing time. What about the other 27 hours? Eating meals, not cooking, just eating, 7 hours per week, 1 hour per day. Getting ready and random tasks, 10 hours per week. And finally, actually spending quality time with family, actually doing things he wanted to do. 10 hours per week. 10 hours out of 168. That is 6%. 6% of his life spent on what actually mattered to him. 42 hours per week on screens. 10 hours per week on life. Mark put his head in his hands. No wonder he felt empty. No wonder he felt like time was flying by. No wonder he felt like he had no time. He did not have no time. He had all the time. He was just spending it on nothing. Chapter 5. The Real Problem. The next day, Mark talked to Lisa. He showed her the spreadsheet. He showed her the numbers. I thought I had no time, but I have 69 free hours every week, and I am wasting 42 of them on screens. Lisa looked at the numbers. Then she looked at Mark. She was not angry. She was sad. "Do you know what hurts the most?" she asked quietly. "You have 69 hours of free time, and only 10 of those hours include us, your family, your children, me. 10 hours. That is less than 2 hours per day. And you wonder why Emma stopped asking you to play? She learned that the answer is always no. You wonder why Jake does not talk to you anymore. He learned that you are always busy. You wonder why we feel distant. Because we are. Not because you have no time, but because you choose your phone over us every single day." Mark felt like he had been punched, because it was true. Every word. He remembered last week. Emma came to him. "Daddy, can we play?" Mark was looking at his phone. "Not now, honey. Daddy is busy." But he was not busy. He was scrolling through social media, looking at nothing. He remembered Jake. "Dad, can you help me?" "Not now, buddy. I am tired." But he was not too tired. 20 minutes later, he was watching TV for 2 hours. He remembered Lisa. "Honey, can we talk?" "About what?" "About us. About our relationship." "Sure, later." But later never came, because Mark always had his phone, always had his screen, always had his excuse. The excuse that protected him. The lie he told himself. "I have no time." But the truth was different. The truth was uncomfortable. He had time. He just did not want to admit what he was doing with it. Chapter 6. The Decision. That night, Mark made a decision. Not a small decision. A life-changing decision. He would redesign his 168 hours. He would stop lying to himself. He would stop saying, "I have no time." He would start saying the truth. "I have time, but I am choosing to spend it on this instead of that." Because that was the truth. Every time he picked up his phone instead of playing with Emma, that was a choice. Every time he watched TV instead of talking to Lisa, that was a choice. Every time he scrolled instead of exercising, that was a choice. No one forced him. No one held a gun to his head. He chose. Every single time. And admitting this was painful, but also powerful. Because if it was a choice, he could choose differently. He was not a victim of time. He was the creator of his time. So Mark created a new plan. A plan based on priorities, not on feelings. Not on what was easy, on what mattered. Chapter 7. The New 168. Mark took a blank piece of paper. He wrote down his priorities. What actually mattered to him, not what he said mattered, what truly mattered. Number 1, health. If he was not healthy, nothing else mattered. Number 2, family. His wife and children, the people he loved most. Number 3, personal growth. Becoming better, learning, creating. Number 4, work. Yes, work was important, but it was number 4, not number 1. Then he redesigned his 168 hours. Sleep, 7 hours per night, 49 hours per week. Non-negotiable.
Work and commute, 50 hours per week, including preparation. That left 69 hours, just like before, but now he would spend them differently. Exercise, 30 minutes per day, 3.5 hours per week, for his health, for his life. Meal preparation and eating, 1 hour per day, 7 hours per week. Healthy food. Time with family, 2 hours per day of quality time, 14 hours per week. Not distracted time, not phone in hand time, real time, present time, connection time, personal time. Reading, learning, hobbies, 1 hour per day, 7 hours per week, for growth, for joy, for being human. That was 31.5 hours, out of 69. That left 37.5 hours for everything else, for relaxation, for entertainment, for phone, for TV, for whatever. But the important stuff came first, not last. Not if I have time. First. Scheduled. Protected.
Chapter 8. The First Week. The first week was hard, really hard. Monday morning, Mark woke up at 6 a.m. Before, he would immediately check his phone, scroll for 30 minutes in bed. But now, his new rule: no phone for the first hour. Instead, he put on his shoes and went for a 30-minute walk. His body hurt. He was out of shape, but he did it. Then he came home, made a real breakfast, not grabbed something quick, actually cooked, eggs and vegetables. He sat with Lisa and the kids. No phone on the table, just family. Emma looked surprised. "Daddy, you are eating with us?" "Yes, sweetheart. Every morning from now on." It felt good, really good. After work, Mark came home at 5:30 p.m. Usually, he would collapse on the couch, turn on the TV, scroll his phone until dinner. But today, he did something different. "Emma, want to play?" Emma looked at him suspiciously. "Really? Really?" And they played for 1 full hour. Dolls and pretend games. Mark did not check his phone once. He was just there, fully there. And Emma smiled, the real smile, the smile he had not seen in months. At 7 p.m., Mark helped Jake with homework. Really helped. Not distracted helping, focused helping. Jake was shocked. "Dad, you actually know this stuff?" Mark laughed. "Yeah, buddy, I do. I just never took time to show you." After the kids went to bed, Mark sat with Lisa. Just sitting. No TV, no phones, just talking about their day, about their lives, about them. Lisa cried, not sad tears, happy tears. "I missed you," she said. "You were here all these years, but you were not really here." "I missed you too," Mark said, and he meant it. That night, Mark checked his phone time, 1 hour and 15 minutes, instead of 4 hours. He had found almost 3 extra hours in one day. 3 hours he spent on what mattered, and he felt more alive than he had in years. Chapter 9. The Compound Effect. 1 week became 2 weeks. 2 weeks became a month. A month became 3 months. And Mark's life transformed. Not because of one big change, but because of small daily choices, compounded over time. After 3 months, Mark had lost 15 pounds. His doctor was amazed. "What did you do?" "I found time to exercise," Mark said.
Actually, I found that I always had time. I just was not using it. His relationship with Lisa was better than ever. They talked every night. Really talked. They laughed again. They connected again. They fell in love again. Emma and Jake were different too. Happier. More open. They told him about their days, their fears, their dreams, because now Dad was actually listening. Mark read 12 books in 3 months. 12 books! He used to say he had no time to read, but now he read 30 minutes before bed every single night, instead of scrolling. And those 30 minutes added up. Mark started learning guitar, just 20 minutes a day, 3 days per week. He was not good yet, but he was learning. He was growing. He was becoming more than just a worker and a consumer. He was becoming himself again. And his phone time? Down to 1 hour per day, sometimes less. He still used his phone for communication, for necessary things, but not for filling every empty moment. He learned to sit with silence, to be bored sometimes, to just exist without constant stimulation. And in that space, he found something. Peace. Real peace.
Chapter 10. The Lesson. One day, Mark's friend Tom visited. Tom saw the change in Mark. "Man, what happened to you? You look different. You seem different. What is your secret?" Mark smiled. "There is no secret. I just stopped lying to myself." "What lie?" "The time lie. The lie that I had no time. The lie that I was too busy. The lie that kept me stuck." Tom looked confused. "But you work full time. You have kids. How do you have time for everything?" Mark pulled out his phone. He showed Tom his screen time from 3 months ago, 4 hours per day. Then he showed him his current screen time, 1 hour per day. "I found 3 hours per day," Mark said, "by stopping one thing, mindless scrolling." Tom was quiet. Then he checked his own phone. 5 hours yesterday. He looked up at Mark, his eyes wide. "I always say I have no time." "I know," Mark said gently. "We all do. But the truth is, we have plenty of time. We just spend it poorly. And then we lie to ourselves about it. Because the truth is uncomfortable. The truth means we have to take responsibility. We cannot blame time anymore. We have to blame our choices. And that is hard, but also freeing. Because if it is our choice, we can choose differently. Starting right now."
So that is Mark's story. The story of a man who thought he had no time until he discovered the truth, the uncomfortable truth, the time lie. Now, I want to talk to you directly. How many hours did you spend on your phone yesterday? Do you know? Check right now. Go to your settings. Look at screen time. What does it say? 2 hours? 3 hours? 4 hours? More? And now ask yourself, honestly, how many times this week did you say, "I have no time. I am too busy. I wish I had more time"? Do you see the disconnect? You do not have no time. You have the same 168 hours as everyone else. The same 168 hours as the person who exercises every day. The same 168 hours as the person with deep relationships. The difference is not time. The difference is choice. Every single moment, you are choosing. When you pick up your phone, you are choosing that over something else. When you turn on the TV, you are choosing that over something else. When you say, "I have no time," you are choosing to believe that lie instead of facing the truth. But here is the good news. If it is a choice, you can choose differently. Starting today, starting right now. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to change everything at once. Just start small. Track your time for 1 week, just 1 week. See where your 168 hours actually go. Not where you think they go, where they actually go. Then ask yourself, is this how I want to spend my life? Are these the choices I want to make? If the answer is no, change. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things slow down. Now, because things will never slow down. Time will never magically appear. You have to create it by choosing it, by protecting it, by saying no to things that do not matter, so you can say yes to things that do. My name is Adam, and this has been The Time Lie. Thank you for listening. Now please do not just close this video and scroll to the next thing. Take 5 minutes. Check your screen time. Write down one thing you will change. Not 5 things, one thing. And commit to it for 1 week, just 1 week. See what happens. You might be surprised. You might find hours you did not know you had. You might find a life you forgot you wanted. Subscribe to English Daily Progress for more stories that challenge you to live better. Leave a comment and tell me, what is one change you will make? I read every comment. And remember, you are not too busy. You are just making choices. Make better ones, starting now. See you in the next video. This is Adam, signing off.